controversial. Go get somebody.
So who's taking over at Michigan if we all think Harbaugh's going to get fired then?
No, Kevin said it before when he said that Jim Harbaugh did the worst thing he possibly do, go 0-4 in the only game.
Oh no, absolutely, I agree with Kevin. I think he's gone too, but who's the replacement?
It's funny because that would have been
Charles Woodson.
That would have been Les Miles' job.
But now,
Tom Brady will be his offensive coordinator too, right?
Now, of course, if he gets fired, I mean, he'll have to. They'll have to release him because he's not going to leave voluntarily. I don't care how much money they throw at him.
Because in college, it's not. I think they can reach an agreement where it could be like a buyout like that, but with Les Miles. He just reached an agreement with a buyout to go to Kansas because he was fired. Kansas had to call LSU to ask for permission to hire.
Well, what's funny about Les Miles is Michigan's job should have been his, but he opted not to take it.
I'm just saying, if Jim Harbaugh becomes available, the Jets will throw everything in their way.
Jim Harbaugh's got to make it. Well, he and his agent have to make a decision.
Jets will throw everything his way.
He's under contract, so he would need Michigan to fire him.
Need it.
Right.
I don't know what. It's like the Todd Bowles thing in December, firing. What can you replace Jim Harbaugh with at Michigan? He's a good coach.
He's from there.
And he went there.
He was
born there. He was all that stuff.
I don't say Brady Hoke was. No, it's completely different.
I mean, what do you replace Jim Harbaugh with? What's on the horizon? There's the guy at Texas Tech, Kingsbury, who's an excellent coach, great-looking guy. He just re-upped. He just did more money. So for Texas Tech.
Desmond Howard.
I thought he went to USC.
No, Helton's coming back.
Oh, they brought him back. That was stupid. They should have just hired Del Rio at that point.
You know who the athletic director is for USC? Oh, God. Lynn Swan.
Really?
Yeah. You know who the Arizona State football
You said Vince Young?
No, Lynn Swan.
I thought you said Vince Young.
Vince Young is still missing.
For people
he was supposed to report to a football game last week.
For people of a certain age, there was, in 1975, the two rookies of the year in the NFL and the Major League Baseball were guys who shared a name and were college roommates at USC. It was Fred Lynn with the Boston Red Sox and Lynn Swan with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were college roommates, and they were all.
I'm glad you brought up Vince Young because the story was when the Jets had that draft pick with Vince Young and Matt Leinart, I screamed at the top of my lungs when they drafted the British offer. I said, "Why? Terrible." Leinart was there. Thank God I'm not drafting anybody. That's for sure. I tell you, my brother wanted Brady Quinn on the Dolphins. He's a huge Dolphin fan. They got to take it. He hung up the phone.
I don't like how he went
hello.
Well, the Dolphins loom large though when you mention quarterbacks because there were only two teams that were kicked. In the final playoff game before the Chargers picked Phillip Rivers, Drew Brees tears his ACL.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So they go and only two teams were interested: the Dolphins and the Saints. And the Dolphins passed on him because they're afraid of him.
Because of
and who did they take? Dante Culpepper.
And to be fair, and I always tell my brother this, it may have been a bust, but in Darrelle Revis' prime, he was the one wide receiver that beat Darrelle Revis every time because he could run straight, no routes, just a straight up the field,
and his father
just outran Revis. For some reason, Chad Henne gave the Jets fits every time we played
Michigan
Miami.
quarterback.
Yeah,
well, when I was in college, there was Rick Meyer, who was actually older than I am birth-wise, but he was behind me in class because they kept him an extra year or something like that. He was from Goshen, Indiana, which is about 40 minutes from Notre Dame. He was choosing between Michigan and Notre Dame, and everyone thought he was going to go to Michigan because his dad went to Michigan. But he was watching Monday Night Football it would have been 89 or 88, and all of a sudden, Jim Harbaugh, then playing for the Colts, throws a touchdown pass, and the announcer says on Monday Night Football, that is the very first touchdown pass ever thrown by a Michigan alum quarterback in history.
Oh, my God.
So Meyer decided not to go to Michigan there, which is kind of funny because in the 90s, you had Harbaugh, you had Elvis Gerback, you had a couple of guys. Yeah. And then the ultimate, maybe the greatest of all time, Tom Brady. Chad Henne went to Michigan. So there have been some Michigan quarterbacks. It's interesting to see that until 88, there had never been a quarterback who was thrown, and now it's been probably the greatest of all time.
They thought Shea Parrish was going to be that guy, and he's just not been that guy. They thought he was going to be a first round last year. They thought first round.
And he had Harbaugh as a coach, right?
But at the same time, Harbaugh was able to recruit Andrew Luck. You got to give him credit for that. He recruited Andrew Luck, and he brought that Stanford program. But all
the Stanford coaches have been good out there.
No, of course.
It goes back to
David Shaw's
Bill
another
Walsh,
name. If I'm the Jets, that's the only college coach
Ty
I would
Willingham
look at.
was there.
He's the only college coach I would look at if I'm the Jets. Is David Shaw?
Yeah, I don't think he's leaving.
I don't think he's leaving either.
I love his X's and O's stuff.
Oh, he's fantastic. And he's kept that program afloat since Harbaugh. But when Harbaugh got to that program,
Dennis Green was Stanford.
That program was a mess. And he's turned that program around. David Shaw's kept that afloat, and you got to give him that. I mean, look, he won a Rose Bowl.
What's weird is that the running back, I saw him get injured this year in person. The running back that Love, the guy last name Love, from Stanford, he's kind of he's under 6 feet, but he's a guy who can catch the ball and can run with the ball.
Bryce Love, you're talking about?
Yeah. So he'll be in the pros at some point.
He'll be in the pros, I think. But
nice scat back.
Is the Heisman open set at this point?
No, it's Tua whatever.
It's Tua, right?
Who's going to be a horrible pro? He could.
They're saying he's a first-round pick.
Oh, he's got to be a first-round pick.
He has. You got
to. The thing is, he's an Alabama quarterback, and I don't know if anyone has ever picked up a college football versus a pro football. In college, you play with the 1001. It's a small ball. It's a real small ball. In pros, you play with the Duke, which is a long, elongated ball. It's a totally different ball, and Tua can barely throw the 1001.
I mean, here's the problem, and we'll go back to the Giants with the quarterback talk. It's the talk of Eli will be back next year, likely, and that's the only reason why is because there's just nobody out there.
Did you guys happen?
There's no good quarterbacks coming out of the draft. There's no free agents other than Ted Bridgewater.
Did you happen to see the story on Phillip Rivers over the weekend and why he throws the way he throws? Because when he was 5 years old, his dad got him the NFL ball, so he had to push it. You know how heavy a ball is when you're he pushed it. That's what stuck him. His son, who's like 11, 12, 13, throws the exact same way. They showed film of his son in a game. He throws the exact same stupid way, basically.
I'm trying to think that you brought up quarterbacks. Who was the quarterback? He went to USC. He did not want to be they had a 30 for 30 on him. He was drafted by the Raiders.
Marinovich.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you ever see that 30,
he's 50, yeah, if you
ever see that 30 for 30, it's really sad.
Yeah, he's my age. His dad, Marv Marinovich, was a trainer of football quarterbacks. They called him Robo Quarterback, Robo QB.
He did drugs in college. He didn't want to play. His dad forced him.
His father, and in fact, his father just had a young kid too, like 10 years ago. Same thing didn't develop either by another marriage. But he made him Robo QB. He had him with almost like Drago and Rocky IV and all that kind of stuff, and the guy just wanted to be a surfer dude.
Yeah,
he's still playing now. He's like 50. I guess he's a little older than I am. He's like 50. He was playing some league last year. Todd Marinovich, you can look it up. But he was brought back to camp.
It was like the supplemental draft,
and it was with I think he went back to the Raiders, and it was the first day of training camp. He was signed in. He had torn his knee surfing, but instead of I know a lot of guys, hypothetically, who are cops or firemen who might hurt themselves during playing softball on a Sunday and then hold themselves till the very next day at work and get hurt on the job, but just to use as a hypothetical. Todd Marinovich had hurt his knee surfing. Instead of waiting for 4 snaps, he goes out there, takes the first snap in training camp, and goes down. Oh, my knee! Like he got hurt on the first snap. It's like you moron. They knew that proved that they did. It was the same thing when Des Bryant just went to the Saints and hurt himself in first practice. I always thought that was them doing his agent a favor by getting Des some insurance to pay for.
I know you're bringing up we brought up the 30 for 30. You ever see the Brian Bosworth one?
Well, last guaranteed contract in football till
that was a good one.
He's still carrying Bo Jackson. He had a job.
Oh, you remember?
I read. Bosworth wrote an autobiography at 18, which is kind of funny. Or no, at 20, which is kind of funny when a 20-year-old writes an autobiography. Wow. That's not Michael Jackson. I mean, someone who'd achieved as a kid, but. He had his summer job. Which is why they've sort of banned. If you're an NCAA athlete, you're very restricted what kind of jobs you can have now. So, that's why they're hardship. But Brian Bosworth's job at the University of Oklahoma was in the oil fields to watch. He got paid $1 million for a summer to sit and watch the oil well go up and down, up and down. Now, gravity would entail that it goes up and down no matter what. And he had a $1 million summer job for that. That's Oklahoma in a nutshell, kind of thing. They famously had a coach, was it Bud Wilkinson, in the early 70s, who said that we want to have a college the football team can be proud of. So think about that. We want to have a college the football team can be proud of. That's the tail wagging the dog, right? You want the football team the college can be proud of. That's the way it's supposed to be. So, that's the way it is. Sports Talk, 90.3 WHPC. We have about 5 commercial-free minutes. We've covered all the teams. We've discussed everything. Any thoughts?
Kevin, you have a favorite college football team?
Not really.
Not really. No. Okay.
I would have said.
I favored the U, but they haven't been too good lately. So.
Oh, okay.
I think you said that. You said that. I think the first year you were favored.
They're good to watch. Yeah, I like watching Miami.
Kind of tried to bring
even last year with the whole
they played BC was a good
chain,
game.
the turnover
chain. Yeah, that was exciting.
They played. They were. Oh, I don't want to say.
You said what? They played LSU the first game of the season. What happened?
No. They lost. No, they lost.
Oh yeah, they got smacked around.
No. They lost in the bowl game last year.
But they also develop pros. You go to Miami, you're going to play in the pros. And that, to me, is... You don't remember national champions. Do you remember that Dabo Swinney and Clemson won the national championship 2 years ago? No,
I remember Alabama beating Notre Dame.
Yeah, that was a huge game. But what does it do for Nick Saban? He's still a failure as an NFL coach.
That BCS championship was horrible.
But I mean, that was a Super Bowl.
Because that was when the whole thing came out about him.
Correct.
And he couldn't make a tackle.
There was no way. They ran every play at him because he's too busy being like, oh my God. It was like when Irving Fryer was he was stabbed in the leg by Irving Fryer was a wide receiver for the Patriots, and in the playoff game he'd been stabbed by his wife the night before, right in the leg. So where'd they tackle him? He made a great catch. The D-back's like, hello leg, boom, and you literally could hear it in your living room. Ah! It was like Monte Teo just got catfished, right? On national TV.
He couldn't make one tackle.
Like everybody, run at that guy. You see the Hawaiian guy? Go right to him. That's who we're going to. Yeah.
What we didn't get to tonight though was the MLB bidding, made possibly on the regional sports networks.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. I think
and the crowd goes wild.
Baseball is a regional sport. Football,
it really is.
Football is national.
But I don't like the fact that why should MLB control everything of their league? You know what I'm saying? It's like a movie. You know what I'm saying? The distribution.
Well,
the
NFL kind of does.
Just another reason why I'm not super rich. That when I heard the Major League Baseball was taking over all the. This was 20 years ago. They were taking all the internet rights. All they said, okay, we're going to take. MLB told its owners, we're going to take all the proceeds from the internet. And the owners are like, yeah, whatever. This is 20 years ago. They're like, yeah, whatever. What a great decision that was, because all that internet money goes to Major League Baseball.
Now they're going to buy a regional sports network, but
regional sports networks have sort of failed. Like Yes isn't owned by the Yankees anymore.
No, it's about to be again, because now that Fox is selling off everything.
That's just Fox selling off everything.
No, right? But in the contract was when Fox bought it from the Yankees. What happened was the Yankees get first rights.
Along with a couple of other.
The Yankees got first rights to buy it back.
Goldman Sachs, and I love how cheap SNY is when they show their sports talk, like their commercials. Yeah. They can't show logos they can't show logos for anyone but the Jets and the Mets.
But you gotta guess who the other teams are. It's kind of easy to.
Who's that?
To know to guess.
Well, the girl is she's the Brooklyn Nets fan. She's the only girl that lives there, so that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Maybe she was with Zach Schwartz that night. I don't know.
All right. So when I'm gonna,
we gotta get him on the show next.
I'm gonna start the closing.
I'm gonna direct message Brody Van Wagenen.
Don't forget, we got following us Riley with FM Punk, so we want to keep it locked in where it is.
I'm direct messaging Brody Van Wagenen.
All right, and I'm going to hit the closing music right about now. It's 1 minute and 1 second, so start, Mark.
Sorry to hear about the Red Bulls losing. At least they made the supporters shield, so they are going to be in the CONCACAF Champions League next year. Best of luck. Good winter to the Red Bulls.
All right, there you go, Josh Silverberg.
Quick shout out to my fiance today. She got observed by her assistant principal. Got all across the board, all A's on everything observed by her assistant principal today. So shout out to her. She does a fantastic job. Best teacher I know around. So good job, babe.
Said a teacher. There goes Mr. Dr. Kevin Boston Hill.
Don't have a whole lot to say right now, but just want to remind everybody to tune in on Thursday afternoons at 3:30 to catch me on NCC Forum.
NCC Forum.
That's right here on the same network.
And Tristan Hamilton.
I can't say go to any team right now.
You pick the Jets this week.
So, guys, I promise you, we'll talk next week.
Zach Calabrese.
Excited for some college football championship week. Gonna be cool to see who makes the playoffs, and check out Messi's goal from the Champions League. Happened yesterday against PSV.
Happy Hanukkah.
I'm Chris Mullen. What you said. Don't forget Piano Man Sundays 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. right here on 90.3 WHPC. This is WHPC Sports Talk every Thursday evening 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Bye, buddy. We'll see you in the areas. Thanks for lending us your ears.